The WWE offers some of the most creative and invigorating storylines, action-packed matches, and unparalleled drama. But in the middle of all of this chaos, there are bound to be a few moments where superstars end up making a fool of themselves. Here are some of the times that WWE superstars embarrassed themselves. Number 14, Charlotte Flair's wardrobe malfunction. Starting off the list is Charlotte Flair. In a match with Lana, the Queen hauled her opponent over her shoulders, but the raving Russian managed to counter with what seemed to be a sunset flip. In doing so, she also pulled down Charlotte's gear. Ever the consummate professional, Charlotte quickly recovered from the incident to finish the match. Number 13, William Regal dressed as a dancer. William Regal is actually having a decent run in the AEW, and when the WWE made him perform stunts like this, he was bound to eventually look for greener pastures. Part of the stipulations on this match with Goldust was a wheel that would decide Regal's fate, and decide it did, falling on Regal dressing up as a Las Vegas showgirl. And to Regal's credit, he actually did it. Number 12, Drake Maverick wets himself. On Survivor Series 2018, AOP faced the Bar for the WWE tag titles. Both teams had their own companions ringside as well. AOP with Drake Maverick, and the Bar with The Big Show. The ringside companions got into their own fight, in which the Show held Maverick in a chokehold. Maverick, understandably scared, wet himself on TV. Number 11, a close shave for Vince McMahon. Up next, we have the former president of the United States, Donald Trump. Trump hosted 2 WrestleMania events at Trump Tower, so you know he has a proclivity for wrestling. Trump and Vince McMahon got into a fiery feud in what became the Battle of the Billionaires. The former president appeared at WrestleMania 23 in the corner of Bobby Lashley, who competed against Umaga with WWE Chairman Vince McMahon in his corner, in a hair versus hair match, with either Trump or McMahon having their head shaved if their competitor lost. Oh yeah, and did I forget to mention that Stone Cold Steve Austin was the special guest referee? Lashley eventually won the match, and he and Trump both proceeded to shave McMahon bald. Number 10, a beer bath from Stone Cold Steve Austin. For iconic WWE moments, look no further than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just 1 week before WrestleMania 15, he rolled into the arena, picked up a Coors Light truck, and drove it down the ramp to confront the corporation and proceeded to give them a beer bath. Number 9, AJ's ripped pants. TLC saw Dean Ambrose take the fight to the Phenomenal One, but I suppose Styles got a bit more handed to him than he bargained for. During the match, he ripped a hole in his pants, but being the team player that he is, carried on the fight and had a good laugh about it the next week. Number 8, Lita's wardrobe malfunction. When you decide to do what Edge and Lita did on live TV in 2006, a wardrobe malfunction is pretty much inevitable. You could say this was an interesting way to celebrate a championship victory, and I'm not going to bother describing it, but considering they did that in the ring, it isn't hard to imagine something is going to go amiss. Number 7, when fans attack. When John Cena faced Wade Barrett in 2010's Hell in a Cell, the stakes were high. Assuming Cena won, the Nexus would be disbanded, and if Barrett won, then Cena would become a member of the faction. Unfortunately, it was a loss for Cena after a fan tried to interrupt the match, which gave Husky Harris the shot he needed to take out Cena. Number 6, Stephanie McMahon and Vicky Guerrero. As tensions between Stephanie McMahon and Vicky Guerrero came to a peak, Stephanie scheduled a match between her and Vicky on a June segment of Raw in 2014. This match was unique because it was supposedly a no disqualification match, and the only way to win was to push the opponent into a pool of mud. The stakes were even higher for Vicky because if she lost, she would be fired effective immediately. Vicky put on a good display and ended up throwing all 3 of Stepanie's henchwomen into the pool. Unfortunately, she celebrated a bit too soon, and Stepanie took the upper hand and kicked her right into the pool. Number 5. Rollins' Roll. The Shield is one of the coolest factions ever to come out of the wrestling industry. Their serious demeanor got them the nickname the Hounds of Justice, but even they can have an occasional slip-up. On Raw, the night after the Royal Rumble in 2013, the Shield interrupted a promo between Triple H and Daniel Bryan. During their entrance, Rollins didn't quite stick the landing and slipped. He tried to play it off by performing a barrel roll to mitigate the damage, but it didn't quite work out. Number 4. Shawn Michaels' jacket gets caught. Shawn Michaels is one of the most beloved superstars of the Attitude Era, in part because of the way he used to compose and dress himself. Unfortunately, this had the reverse effect in 2005, when during his entrance, one of the laces of his flamboyant jacket got caught in a grate. After a momentary battle with the garment, he ended up ditching the vest entirely, as to not hold up the show. Number 3. Jericho slips. WrestleMania 28 is arguably the best WrestleMania in existence. Not only because of Cena v Rock, but because it gave us another dream match between CM Punk and Chris Jericho. After beating Jericho on the grandest stage of them all, Punk went on to face Mark Henry in the preceding Raw. After the match ended via countout, the world's strongest man decided he had not inflicted enough punishment and continued to brutalize the best in the world. That's when Jericho came out to exact a bit of revenge on his fallen foe. He poured alcohol all over his face, which in hindsight he would come to regret later. After trying to deliver a boot to the face of Punk, Jericho slipped, but quickly regained his composure. However, the damage was already done. Number 2. McMahon tears both his quadriceps. The 2005 Royal Rumble ended with a bit of controversy, to say the least. It all came down to the animal Batista and John Cena. Batista would go on to win, but not without leaving a trail of ambiguity. In the final moments of the match, both men went over the top rope simultaneously, and since it wasn't scripted, no one knew what to do. That's when Vince McMahon strutted his way up to the ring. While climbing onto the ring apron, however, he tore both his quadriceps and ended up just sitting in the ring, leaning against the ropes and barking orders. And sliding in at number 1, Titus slips under the ring. WWE's Greatest Royal Rumble was a marvelous event that allowed WWE to diversify and expand their network to a larger audience. It was also the source of many memes. During his entrance, Titus O'Neil accidentally tripped while running to the ring and slid under the ring. People made fun of this for weeks to come, but Titus played it cool and even joined in on the jokes. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Did we miss any moments you thought should be here? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more great content.